comply and refuses to release those funds,
You're watching KTSM 9 News First at 4. Starts right now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for choosing KTSM 9 Plus, your digital newscast. I'm Diana Castillo. Monica Cortez is working on a special assignment. Now, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas over at the outlet shops at El Paso as everyone is gearing up for the yearly tree lighting ceremony. And then in less than 24 hours, our annual Weatherfest event gets underway, where students from local school districts will be competing for KTSM's Ultimate Weather Warrior Award. Now stay tuned because we are going to have a lot more from these two events throughout our newscast. But first, a developing story. A murder investigation underway a month after police say they found 53-year-old man unconscious. Now, El Paso Police Department officials tell us that back on October 15th, they responded to a possible shooting at the Jack in the Box on Alameda in South-Central El Paso. That's where officers found Pedro Garcia unconscious with a serious injury to his forehead. Now, he was taken to the hospital where investigators say it appeared that he was hit in the head with an unknown object. Now, just yesterday, EPPD's Crimes Against Persons unit say that Garcia died at the hospital, leading them to begin a murder investigation. Now, police now are asking anyone with information to contact Crime Stoppers of El Paso at the number that you see on your screen.
if the Trump administration refuses to comply and refuses to release those funds, I hope that the court holds him in contempt and puts the Secretary of Agriculture in jail until they decide to comply.
Well, that's Congresswoman Veronica Escobar speaking out on a federal judge now ordering to give full SNAP payments this month. Now, the judge is rejecting the administration's plan to only partially fund the SNAP benefits for November, while the Trump administration is asking for a halt to that order. Escobar is warning what she describes as an ongoing hunger crisis in El Paso may worsen next year when the Trump administration's Big Beautiful Bill goes into effect. Now, here in El Paso, community leaders called all hands on deck to help families of furloughed federal workers and those who have lost Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits.
Please donate. Please donate your time. Please donate cash if you have it. Please donate canned goods. Please donate your social media share, because there are different ways of volunteering. There are different ways of donating.
Now, Escobar and other elected officials also calling for Texas state legislators to step up and fund SNAP benefits if the lapse in federal funding continues. Now, Escobar says it will be in their hands to decide whether to cover the loss of program funding come next year. Now, in national news, after the Senate voted down a resolution blocking unauthorized military action in Venezuela yesterday, the U.S. conducted a 17th strike in the Caribbean on a suspected narcotics vessel. Now, in today's Political Minute, Washington correspondent Raquel Martin breaks down the latest on U.S. strikes in the Caribbean and relations between the U.S. and Venezuela.
A resolution struck down in Congress and another alleged drug boat struck down in the Caribbean. I'm Raquel Martin, Washington correspondent. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth announcing Thursday night another strike on a boat suspected of trafficking narcotics in the Caribbean Sea, killing 3 alleged narco-terrorists. This marks the 17th strike against suspected narco vessels in the Caribbean amid rising tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela. The United States' most powerful aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is set to reach the Caribbean early next week amid a buildup of American forces near Venezuela. The announcement came just hours after the Senate narrowly voted down a resolution that would have blocked the administration from potentially conducting military strikes within or against Venezuela without congressional authorization. I'm Raquel Martin, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
Well, taking a break from our top headlines and taking you back to the Christmas cheer that's taking over the outlet shops at El Paso as they are getting ready to light up their iconic Christmas tree today and host Weatherfest tomorrow. Our Tirza Ortiz is at the outlets right now with more details and a first look at your forecast. Hey, Tirza.
Hey there, Diana. That's right. We have a lot happening beginning tonight. It's the annual Christmas tree lighting here at the outlet shops of El Paso. And I don't know if you can tell, but they are definitely all ready to get into the festive holiday spirit. Plenty of decorations. So if you're ready for the holidays, then the outlet shops is right there with you. Now, we haven't taken this one on a test drive just yet, but we'll be here all the way through 6 p.m. So plenty of time for that. But let's go ahead and take a walk, because if you want to do your Christmas shopping, now's a good time to come do it. They're going to have that tree lighting later at 6 p.m. But like I mentioned, we're not done yet. We have a weekend full of activities. Even tomorrow, we have our Weatherfest and the More You Know Expo happening. It's going to be so much fun, beginning at 10 o'clock, going all the way to 4 p.m. We have two big school districts going head to head. They're putting together their science abilities, their creativity, all in the name of sustainability and helping the environment. A ton of fun. All of your favorites from KTSM will be out there, including myself, of course, our weather team. We have anchors. It is going to be the time to be here. And again, really no better time to come and get all that shopping done. You don't want to wait last minute. We are looking at conditions very beautiful right now. It looks like we are around 79 degrees, so we are cooling down if you are outdoors, but the winds are calm, really ideal conditions. And I hear that there is going to be a 100% chance of snow happening at the outlet shops in particular, starting at 6 p.m. So that's something that you're going to want to go ahead and come back for. But coming up in a little bit, we're going to take a look at all the different shops around and what else you can expect when you come out here to the outlet shops and join us for number one, the tree lighting, and also the More You Know Expo, which again is happening for tomorrow. But for now, Diana, I'll send it back over to you.
All right, Tirza, and we'll check back in with you in just a little bit. Now let's take you outside to get your first look at the roads. We're looking at I-10 at Trowbridge. I'm so sorry. Looking all clear for your Friday commute. Now, in case you missed it, helping drivers make safe decisions every time they get behind the wheel. That's the message behind TxDOT's End of Streak campaign. Now, according to TxDOT, there have been more than 91,000 lives lost in traffic crashes since November 7th, 2000. Now, today marks 25 years since the last deathless day on Texas roads. And El Paso police say they have seen more fatalities due to pedestrian and motorcycle crashes.
All of this is preventable as long as people are doing their part on both sides, whether if you're behind a wheel or if you're that pedestrian that needs to cross the street. We're asking you to do your part to be safe.
Now, TxDOT adds that this initiative is to remind everyone to be safe on the roads and that it takes effort from every motorist to make the right decisions while driving. Now to a health alert. El Paso Water says they found E. coli in a raw groundwater sample taken from a well in East El Paso.
The well is part of a group of wells that flows into the Montana Reservoir and gets blended in. This blending happens at the tank, but also chlorination or treatment happens at the tank as well. So the water that goes out to distribution has already been treated. As we immediately shut off the well, and we're starting the disinfection process.
Now, according to El Paso Water, this happened on Walter Jones Boulevard near the airport. Officials say this type of detection is rare, but it does not require a boil water notice, and the water is still safe to drink. Now, a new mural memorializing the late Charlie Kirk is catching the attention from drivers on I-10. Coming up, we go over your thoughts on today's In the Comments segment. Thanks for watching KTSM 9+, always putting local first.
Scan to download KTSM Plus free.
That's 800-714-6291. Call now.
Welcome back. Well, in today's In the Comments, a new mural memorializing the late Charlie Kirk is catching the attention from those driving by an El Paso gun shop along I-10. Now, the mural is painted outside the building of the Gun Central on Gateway Boulevard near Bassett Place. It features Kirk's face with the American flag and the word freedom on the side of the building. Now, Kirk was 31, he was a conservative influencer and co-founder of Turning Point USA, a youth organization. He was assassinated on September 10th while speaking publicly at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Now, we shared this story to our social media pages, and a lot of you had some thoughts that you wanted to share with us. We'll begin with Araceli Fierro, who shares, honestly shocked that no one is offended by the fact that it's above a gun store. Meanwhile, Joe Ramirez writes, some people seem to only think freedom of speech should only apply to certain people on a certain side, and they think that they're right. And Carlos Morales writes, powerful mural and great way to remember Charlie Kirk's impact. Much respect to those who made this possible. Now, KTSM spoke with the gun shop's manager, who said that the business commissioned an artist to honor Kirk and, quote, the work he did for freedoms. Now, the artist is the same person who created the Jesus Saves mural and paintings of guns also outside the shop's exterior. To read more on this story, you can visit KTSM.com. Now, here at KTSM, we value your opinion and we want to hear more from you. So make sure that you are following us on all our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Now, Veterans Day is next week, and the Borderland is celebrating our local heroes with several events. Up next, Christina Rada has the details in today's ¿Qué pasa? Stay tuned with us at KTSM 9+.
Call us at 915-629-2079 today.
KTSM 9 presents The More You Know Expo, sponsored by First Light Federal Credit Union.
Happy Happy Friday, Borderland. We are out here at the outlet shops of El Paso previewing the More You Know Expo, which is of course happening tomorrow, but it is also Weatherfest. It's going to be a big day, lots of competition. We have two big school districts going head to head to see who has the most creative science project and putting forth some very cool, sustainable projects for us to be looking at. But first, for tonight, we do have the annual Christmas tree lighting happening at the outlet shops at 6 p.m. You don't want to miss it, and really it is going to be a beautiful night. Let's go ahead and get a look at your 9-day forecast. Currently we're around those upper 70s right now. We will be cooling down to those lower 50s as we continue to move throughout the evening. For tomorrow, a beautiful afternoon, 80 degrees. We are looking at a bit of a gusty evening, though. We are going to drop down to 49 degrees going into our Sunday when we have a cold front on the way, a perfect time to really get into that Christmas spirit. They have it here at the outlets right now. Everything is decorated, but it will be cold. So for your Monday morning, 39 degrees, very chilly. Bring your jackets, layer up, because it will be a cold one. Coming on Monday, we are looking at 67 for that high, and then after that, we gradually warm right back up to above average temperatures. But overall, we are looking at sunny conditions, overall very beautiful conditions as well. So if you want to come down for the weekend and really brace the cold on Sunday, and even before that for tonight and going on for tomorrow, I would say do it. There is so much here. There's going to be local vendors, local action happening. And actually right now we are in front of a very hot new place. It opened just a couple of days ago. It is the Ace of Crepes, and they have the most delicious food, savory, sweet, everything you could ever want. But I could talk about it all day. Let's go ahead and talk to someone who really knows what they're talking about, though, with the crepes by going inside. If you haven't been in yet, what are you doing? If you have a sweet tooth, you're definitely going to want to go ahead and check it out. We're actually meeting with the Associate Director of Operations, Sean. Sean, thank you for having us. Good. How are you?
Very good.
I see we have a beautiful masterpiece here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Of course.
All right, Sean, you have to tell us, you just opened.
Right.
What can people expect when they come into your establishment?
Well, most creperies are sweet crepes primarily, so everybody's used to our sweet crepes. So we do have our sweet crepes, but we also did, which are highlighted here, we have 9 savory crepes. So savory meaning more of a protein, kind of a warmer crepe. So in this one in particular, called the Dealer's Choice, it's like a BLTA. Bacon, lettuce, tomato, avocado with Dijon mustard.
Okay.
Then we have
Incredible.
Havana Ace, which is very similar to a Cuban sandwich. We have the Queen Soleil, which is very similar to a chicken pesto with Roma tomatoes, the pesto, and mozzarella cheese. So we have the savory that. We also have 4 breakfast crepes. And we have 4 children's crepes. Pepperoni pizza crepe, peanut butter and jelly crepes. We have kind of everything for everybody, plus 9 sweet crepes, which is what everybody's used to.
I was going to say, so you know what, not everyone has a sweet tooth.
Right.
Some people kind of turn away, especially for the holidays. People tend to watch that a little bit more.
Right.
But what's so different with you guys is all the savory crepes.
Yes.
Can we cut it into this
Of
one,
course we can.
actually?
Yep, you
You're
sure
the
can.
professional. I will allow you to do it.
All we can do is show you what we got here. Yes.
Perfect. It is also smelling incredible in here.
Inside,
Look
like
at
I said,
that.
bacon, lettuce, tomato, avocado is basically what it is for us.
Wow.
Again, we keep it very simple. The flavors that we're going after, they're very filling. You know, we also do, we call it all-in. So what you do is, if you get all in, we have a side of roasted potatoes, a side of fruit, or a side salad that will come with it also, and a drink.
A full
like
meal.
A full meal, correct.
Oh my gosh.
We've really covered all the bases, we think. It's called 4 Aces, so our theme is kind of poker and games. All the menu items are poker themed names. We have our dice on here, and we actually, I didn't bring one, we have a card. So when you get your order, we hand you a playing card. Instead of your name, it's like a Queen of Spades or a 7 of Clubs. That is what you get to play with.
Wow.
If you draw an ace, you get a discount card to come back the next time if you draw an ace.
That is way too cool.
Yeah.
Very hands-on experience.
Very
it's
much,
fun from
yeah.
the moment you walk in until you come out. And it's perfect for people who are shopping.
Correct.
Thank you so
Yep,
much,
you got it.
Sean.
Thank
and
you.
I'm looking forward to eating this once the cameras go off. But don't
That's
go
right.
anywhere. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We have more news coming up.
9 News.
I'm Isela Casas. You're watching KTSM 9 News, putting local first.
Welcome back. Well, Veterans Day is next Tuesday, a day to honor the heroes who proudly served our country. And this weekend, the Borderland is celebrating these men and women with free events. Our Christina Rada brings us a closer look in today's ¿Qué pasa?
Hello, I'm Christina Rada, and this is a very special segment of ¿Qué pasa? Veterans Day is November 11th, a day to honor our heroes who served proudly in the U.S. military. The Borderland celebrates these men and women starting this weekend with free events. El Paso Veterans Parade is on Saturday the 8th. It starts at 10 a.m. The city invites you downtown to cheer on our veterans. It's hosted by Flags Across America. Also, on Saturday the 8th, there's a last roll call at Fort Bliss National Cemetery starting at 11 a.m. San Elisario's annual Veterans Day Parade at Veterans Memorial Plaza starts at 9 a.m. with a ceremony after the parade. Clint's Veterans Day ceremony starts at 11 a.m. at Veterans Park, and Horizon City is honoring veterans at Corky Park with the Horizon City Veterans Expo featuring food trucks, vendors, and kids activities starts at noon. On Sunday, November 9th, Socorro will host a Veterans Day parade and ceremony starting at 10 a.m. with a car show, live entertainment, and food vendors. And on Monday, the 10th, there's a Veterans Day celebration at Fabens High School starting at 8:30 a.m. On Veterans Day, Tuesday 11th, there's a Veterans Day ceremony that will take place at Old Glory Memorial Park starting at 10 a.m. featuring the Fort Bliss Army Band and Military Honor Guard. Thank you to our military members for their service. I hope you go out and celebrate and have a fantastic weekend.
Stories of inspiring women here in the Borderland and across the state. And we need you to tell us about a remarkable woman in your life. Now you can go to KTSM.com to nominate someone from your community. Look for the Remarkable Women tab on our homepage. Our local winner will travel to Nashville, where 125 women from around the nation will be honored. The national winner will receive $25,000 that will go towards a nonprofit of her choice. Nominations will be accepted through December 19th. Now don't go anywhere. We still have another half hour of news and weather coming your way after the break. You're watching KTSM 9+.
you love for all your outdoor needs. Your adventure begins at Black Flag Outfitters, now in Fort.
Well, welcome back to our KTSM 9 Plus, your digital newscast. Now, we have been telling you that it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas over at the outlet shops at El Paso. Just take a look at this. Now, this afternoon, everyone is gearing up for tonight's grand tree lighting ceremony. And in then less than 24 hours, our annual Weather Fest will also take place there, where 2 school districts will be competing for KTSM's Ultimate Weather Warrior Award. Now, let's send things over to Tirza Ortiz for a look at your forecast. Now, she is live at the outlet shops of El Paso, gearing up for their annual tree lighting ceremony. Tirza, what can you tell us? Happy Friday.
Hey there, Diana. Happy Friday to you too. Hopefully you're having a good day over there in the studio. Like you mentioned, I'm out here at the outlet shops. I've ended up moving from outdoors to indoors. We are at Keg and Brew, which is inside the food court. Very cool, and it's right across from Frontera Coffee. And I'll tell you what, it is a good time to come on out and enjoy. The weather is beautiful. We're looking to drop down to those upper 70s now. We're only going to get cooler from here on out. It looks like conditions will be good, and I actually hear there's a 100% chance of snow later on for that tree lighting, but only at the outlet shop. So you have to come down if you want to get into the Christmas spirit. But to talk a little bit more about what there is to offer when you come out and shop is one of the managers, the owner of Keg and Brew, James Martinez. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing well. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what people can expect when they come visit, and number one, about your establishments.
Well, definitely this is the most exciting time of the year for us. Very busy season. There's a lot of deals. There's a lot of events going on throughout the season. But people love to come have a drink. They love to sip and shop, you know, and just have a good time. It's family friendly, so it's for everyone. Everybody has a good time during this time. It's a happy season.
I totally agree. Very happy. And I think what is unique is it feels like we are one of the only outlet shops here where you actually have a brewery. What's so special about this place?
Well, we're locally owned and operated. We carry 14 beers on tap, but we have a large selection of other local, domestic, and imported beer, as well as a full bar. So, I mean, we have a little bit for everybody, and, you know, people just love to mix a cocktail, a margarita, or a beer, whatever they like. You know, we have it all. So, yeah, people have fun, and, again, there's a lot of deals going on, and it's just an overall good, fun environment.
I totally agree. And right now it looks like people are having fun. I mean, there's a lot going on and actually happening in terms of sports and just activities where people come together and have a drink. But your other establishment, Frontera, has also other things happening, and probably more holiday-like when people think of coming out and shopping. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, right now we're in the season. Obviously, we have a lot of seasonal coffees right now. We offer a lot of different flavors. So we have champurrado, we have coffee, we have fresh refreshments. We have a little bit of everything, churros, nachos, so snacks. You know, people love to just hang out and have a good coffee, walk around, and just sip and shop. Like I said, you know, it's just an overall good environment. And we have a little bit of everything for everybody here.
I totally agree. And I mean, like you're mentioning, you're probably just so busy around the holiday season. So can you just talk a little bit about what it's like to have not only one, but two businesses here, and what it means for a community to come and support local?
It means a lot to us. Obviously, we are locally owned and operated, but it means a lot. You know, we see a lot of people from the borderland, from New Mexico, from Las Cruces, a lot of people from Mexico coming over and shopping. So it's a very busy season for us. It's a very happy season. It's definitely very exciting for us. So it keeps us busy, you know, but it's fun. We know we love to serve the community of El Paso. So yeah, I mean, I can't say enough how thankful we are for every visitor that we get, every customer that we get.
Well, hopefully you get a ton of people coming by. I know it gets really busy, and hopefully for tonight too, the outlet shops is having their tree lighting.
Fun, yes,
so hopefully you're hanging around for that. I know we will be, so I'm sure you'll pop up in the shots every now and then. So if you see him, you know who he is. But last question for you, it's a little bit of a controversial one. What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Oh my God, the night before Christmas.
Okay, The Night Before Christmas. That's a good one. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to have to start tossing that out at people. Well, thank you so much for joining us and talking about your businesses. And of course, we will be here. 6 o'clock is that tree lighting, and then the More You Know Expo is tomorrow. And of course, we do have more things going on, so stick around. But we are going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back in just a little bit.
All right, Tirza, thank you. Well, in case you missed it, a dramatic entrance to kick off the State of the County address El Paso County Judge Ricardo Samaniego riding in on horseback before delivering the annual speech on Thursday night. Now, he highlighted major accomplishments, key initiatives, and future priorities impacting the county. Now, we asked what message he hoped the audience would take away from his speech and his entrance.
No, don't judge me by my decision, judge me by the results of my decision. And I think they're going to see some incredible, almost 2,000 jobs that are just this year alone. A lot of the people here have an influence in other avenues and letting them know, and they'll spread the news. And I think people are going to get pretty excited about where we are in El Paso. We're at a pivotal point that we've never been.
All right, now to our border report. A Mexican National Guard unit in Juarez says that they found a suspicious underground structure leading to the banks of the Rio Grande. Now, the tunnel-like structure was located just over 100 yards from a smuggler's tunnel that U.S. authorities found back in January. And authorities believe it was used to transport drugs and high-value migrants. Now, Guard members found an access point to the newest structure at the edge of the Juan Pablo II Boulevard in Juarez. Now, they found the exit on the Mexican levee of the river. Mexican authorities told Border Report that after a thorough investigation, the soldiers determined that the new tunnel was an old storm drainage pipe. Now, no word yet on if they plan to close the structure. Now, the Texas Attorney General's office wants a state court to block the maker of Tylenol and its former parent company from paying out dividends to investors, at least while the state's lawsuit against the company is pending. Now, the Attorney General says Kenvue and Johnson & Johnson failed to warn pregnant women about the risks of Tylenol. Now, those risks remain scientifically unproven. Now, neither Kenvue nor Johnson & Johnson have filed responses with the court just yet. Now, airports across the country are experiencing mass cancellations mandated by the Federal Aviation Agency starting today. The FAA has required airlines to cut 4% of their flights at 40 high-traffic airports, including 4 airports in the Lone Star State. State Capitol correspondent Adam Schwager breaks down the current impacts to Texas and what travelers should know entering the busiest time to travel.
Air travel is already stressful. Now, travelers across Texas have to contend with the possibility of getting stranded.
My plan was to take a bus back if I had to back to Dallas.
Daniel Armbruster works for AAA and flew from Bush Continental in Houston to Dallas. Both airports in Houston and Dallas-Fort Worth are on a list of 40 high-traffic airports the FAA has required airlines to reduce services to as a result of the government shutdown. The effects of the shutdown can also be felt in airports not listed by the FAA. Take Austin International, which despite only 4 cancellations has had ground delays and longer than usual wait times.
But it is important to have a plan B because there's a lot of uncertainty.
AAA recommends travelers plan for unforeseen cancellations and delays. For trips within driving distance, this can include securing the option to get a rental car or booking a bus ticket through a company like Von Lane, who says they're seeing a spike in demand.
When we compare this week, Sunday through Thursday bookings, to last week, Sunday through Thursday bookings, we're up 31%.
For those still needing that flight delay tracking app Flighty recommends you book straight through the airline and create a frequent flyer account with them.
That way some of the support and just automatic reaccommodations might already sort of support themselves.
Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, senators debating how they can get the government reopened for the busiest travel weekend of the year, Thanksgiving. In Austin, I'm Adam Schwager.
Now, another bus company is trying to take advantage of the unpredictable nature of the shutdown is Flix North America, the parent company of Flixbus and Greyhound. In a statement to Nexstar, they said that they are monitoring demand closely and prepared to add capacity where needed to ensure that people can keep moving. Now, meanwhile, New Mexico's lawmakers are heading back to Santa Fe on Monday as the governor has called another special session, this time to address SNAP benefits. Now, it comes after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to fully fund benefits for November by today. Now, the administration is asking for a halt on that order. And on Monday, the $30 million in state money allocated for emergency SNAP funding will run out. Both Lieutenant Governor and Senate Republican leader Bill Scherer say it's not fair that state lawmakers have to fund SNAP while Congress scrambles over the shutdown.
It's not fair at all. And it's often said that when elephants rumble, it's the grass that suffers. Well, in the state of New Mexico, we're going to do all that we can.
We do need to take care of the people of New Mexico. And fortunately for us, we have oil and gas industry, which is just pouring money into the state coffers at the moment, has been, so we can.
Now, Lieutenant Governor Howie Morales is serving as acting governor while Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham is in Brazil for a climate conference. Now let's take a look at traffic through our text.cams. We are looking at I-1054 looking clear on your Friday commute. Now, from our D.C. newsroom, the Senate rejected a bill this week to rein in the president's power to take military action against Venezuela. Now, it comes after the administration conducted more than a dozen boat strikes aimed at alleged drug traffickers. Washington correspondent Maddie Beertemple reports that Democrats are calling for votes in Congress before any further action.
The U.S. carried out its 17th deadly strike on an alleged drug boat this week. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the attack killed 3 people trafficking narcotics in the Caribbean.
What President Trump is doing is not only lawful, but necessary. We have a drug caliphate in our backyard.
South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham defended the strikes, saying they stem the flow of drugs to the U.S. He called for further action against Venezuela.
But we got to do more than blow up the boat. We got to go to the problem on the land.
Graham's comments came as the Senate debated a resolution Thursday.
It would have required congressional approval for any direct strikes on Venezuela as the U.S. continues its buildup of naval forces in the region.
Currently, about 10% of the United States Navy is arrayed around Venezuela.
Virginia Democratic Senator Tim Kaine says the increased pace of boat strikes and the military buildup suggest
that we are on the verge of something that should not happen without a debate and vote in Congress.
Kentucky Republican Senator Rand Paul supported the resolution.
The executive branch does not have the authority to kill at will anyone, anywhere, at any time, for any reason.
He says he's concerned about the U.S. getting dragged into a war and says Congress should have a say.
The president simply does not have the authority to unilaterally launch wars.
The legislation narrowly failed. Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska joined Paul as the only 2 Republicans to vote for it. In Washington, I'm Maddie Beertemple.
All right, and don't go anywhere. We still have more news headed your way after the break. You're watching KTSM 9+.
Scan to download KTSM Plus free.
information.
KTSM 9 presents The More You Know Expo, sponsored by First Light Federal Credit Union.
Hey there, Borderland, and happy Friday. We have another beautiful day today, a little bit on the warmer end, but if you can't tell, some of us are already in the holiday spirit. We are at the outlet shops of El Paso, celebrating the tree lighting that's going to happen later tonight at 6 p.m. Come on down. I hear there is a 100% chance of snow happening, but only at the outlet shops. For the rest of the Borderland, let's go ahead and take a look at our 9-day forecast and what to expect as we continue to move into the weekend. We do have a cold front, so I'm going to warn you now, you're going to want to get out those jackets. For tomorrow, 80 degrees. We are looking at very gusty conditions later on in the evening. And then come Sundays, when that cold front hits, going to drop us down all the way to those mid-60s. Very, very cold. Make sure for Monday morning, you do have a jacket with you. 39 degrees will be that overnight low. Come Monday, though, we're still on the chillier end, 67 degrees, breezy at times. And then we do gradually begin to warm right back up. We're going to be in those mid-70s, upper 70s all the way through the weekend. And the Sun City is really living up to its name because we are looking at sunny conditions all the way through. Yes, even through the cold front, even through the wind, plenty of sunshine. So don't let the cold stop you from coming out and enjoying everything there is to happen at the outlet shops. Now we also have the More You Know Fest happening tomorrow. And in addition to that, we also have our Weatherfest Expo happening. So go ahead and come on down. But I am actually joined here at the outlet shops with Sergeant Alvarez from Toys for Tots. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, so?
Doing very well. So we are in the holiday spirit. Tell us about Toys for Tots because your organization is very pivotal for here in the Borderland.
Yeah, so Toys for Tots is a nonprofit organization that is to help children in need during the holiday seasons. We enjoy doing it every year. We strive to get more toys and more toys every year and just bring smiles and hope to the children.
Which is incredible. It's such an awesome mission that you all do. What is the usual outcome that you get from the community?
The outcome is incredible. People donate and it's always more than we expect.
That's incredible. And I mean, I think it just speaks to how El Paso, Las Cruces, the area is as people. But what does it mean for you? Because you all are there actually handing out the toys and seeing the kids come in. What does that do for you when you're actually there?
For me, it actually takes me back to when I was younger.
Oh.
You know, that receiving a toy means a lot, especially if your parents don't have the money to give you a toy. This is an opportunity to give back to the community, and you know, it makes you feel good.
That's beautiful. And right now, we're only here to get the word out. We are kicking off the holiday season. But for people who do want to donate, where can they go? What can they do to get involved?
So they can go to the Toys for Tots El Paso homepage, and they can request to donate monetary donations. They can become volunteers, look up the locations as where people can donate across El Paso, stuff like that.
Okay, perfect. So you heard it there, Borderland. If you want to get involved, go ahead and just head to those areas, because how long will y'all be collecting for?
Till December 8th.
Okay, that's a good amount of time. And you know, you could even start today. You could come out and do your shopping, look around, because there's really so much happening. And I know you all are probably going to hang out for the tree lighting as well, which is very exciting. I am going to put you on the spot because I've been doing it with some other people. What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Whoa, I believe, that's like 2 for 2 already? It's a controversial topic. It's the only controversial thing with Christmas, you know, what the movie is, but that's a good one. We'll talk about that later, but thank you all so much for being here and everything you do for the community, and we will be right back after the break. We're watching KTSM 9+.
Financial Fridays, sponsored by One Source Federal Credit Union.
Thanks for tuning in to another Financial Fridays. Keeping your information safe is a high priority, so we want to let you know about another scam, Cushing, short for QR code phishing. This is an identity fraud scam utilizing QR codes. Have you ever scanned a QR code and ended up at an unfamiliar or strange website? Scammers are also posting physical copies of QR codes in high traffic locations. What should you do? Think. Ask yourself, where did this come from? Be extra cautious when scanning QR codes from untrusted emails, signs, or flyers. Report. Contact your financial institution or the company that the scam artist is impersonating so that they can alert others and work with law enforcement. Block spam messages. Call your phone's carrier customer service number and instruct them to block all text and multimedia messages sent to you as email. You also might be able to log into your account and activate these blocks yourself. As a valued member of OneSource FCU, we want to help protect your personal information, your identity, and ultimately your hard-earned money. Why? Because we're one source. Of course.
Financial Fridays, sponsored by OneSource Federal Credit Union.
NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship tonight from Phoenix at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific.
Welcome back. Don't forget, the Outlet Shops of El Paso is having their annual Christmas tree lighting starting at 6 p.m. There's going to be snow, lots of fun to be had, and we're not done yet. Tomorrow is the More You Know Expo happening at 10 a.m. all the way through 4 p.m. It's our Weather Fest event where we have 2 school districts going head-to-head to show their creativity and their science knowledge. You won't want to miss it. We will all be out here and hope you can join us as well. Diana.
Tirza, thank you. Now we have one last story before we leave. Calling all plant lovers, the El Paso Public Libraries is hosting their plant swap, and they invite you to be a part of it. Swap your extra plants with other plant enthusiasts. Now the event kicks off tomorrow from 3 to 5 p.m. over at the Richard Burgess Library, and admission is free. Now you must be at least 17 years old to participate. And thank you so much for tuning in with KTSM 9 Plus. K9 News Now is up next with Estela Casas.
Hair and wardrobe provided by